if you follow me on other social medias, you may have seen that this past Thursday, the 27th of April, was my birthday. I turned 22 and it was actually the first birthday in 3 years that I didn't have an exam, because my last 3 years at uni I've had an exam on my birthday, and on my 21st birthday last year I spent 3 hours in the morning doing a cognitive neuroscience exam. So this year I didn't have an exam, which in itself is a significant upgrade for a birthday. First and foremost, thank you so much for all of your birthday messages. It was very overwhelming. There were lots of people, lots of lovely messages and kind words, and it meant so much and just made the day even more special than it actually was. In the morning, I woke up, I saw so many lovely messages, and I tweeted what I was doing for my birthday. For my birthday I was going to London and I was going to see a show, and everyone was like, vlog the day, vlog it, vlog it, vlog it. So I did, and I vlogged like some footage which I'll include in this video, but then the main event which I wanted to vlog, we weren't allowed to. It was pictures only, and I'm sure if you've seen the title of this video you'll know what that main event was. So it was pictures only, so I couldn't film that bit, so like the kind of vlog would be very redundant, so I've decided to kind of mix the vlog footage and me talking now. It's kind of like telling you the story, but with some vlog footage and pictures as well, because loads of people were saying, I really want you to make a video about it, like vlog the day, talk about what happened, and also it'll be really good for me to kind of say what happened, so like I don't forget bits of it, if that makes sense, because this day was a very big deal to me. So, on the 27th of April 2017, on my 22nd birthday, I went to London to watch a show by Tom Stoppard called Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead at the Old Vic Theatre, and this is its 50th anniversary. And Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are two minor characters in Hamlet, and this play is kind of their story when they were doing everything that Hamlet was doing, and kind of their side of the story and their take on what happened during Hamlet and everything that was going on. In this play, the two main characters were Joshua Maguire and Daniel Radcliffe. Like actual Daniel Radcliffe. Daniel Radcliffe. And obviously you guys know me well enough to know that Harry Potter is my favourite thing. This channel is built upon books, and very specifically one of the main books that influences loads of my videos and loads of my thing is Harry Potter. I love Harry Potter so much. It's like my favourite thing. I make loads of videos about it. Like it shaped my life. It's the reason I've got the friends that I've got and why I do the things that I do, and it means so much to me. So back in November when I found out about this play, I messaged my lovely friend Annie's, who also makes videos over at Clockwork Kitten, and I was like, dude, we gotta go to this. Like, this is Daniel Radcliffe. Like, we didn't think we were gonna meet him at this point because we thought it was gonna be like a stage door, like he came out at stage door and that was just gonna be a ridiculous situation. But being in the same room as Daniel Radcliffe on my birthday, good day! So the show launched in February and we saw people were meeting him, and they weren't meeting him outside, and we were like, what is this? Is this people that have paid for like VIP? Or like, we were trying to work out what it was. Turns out he did like a kind of little meet and greet, but obviously I'll get to that later. So I went to London, I was with my mum and dad. I love London anyway, like London is one of my favourite places. I was happy to be spending my birthday there, to spending my birthday weekend there. I could go to the big Waterstones Piccadilly and Foyles and Forbidden Planet and all the Harry Potter-y things that I love. It got to the evening time, it was about 5:30, and I met up with Annie's. And so began our descent into crazy fangirlness. Look who I'm with! How's things? How are you? How's life?
I'm okay, I'm a bit overwhelmed, quite excited. I'm not like, we'll see. Give it a few minutes in the vlog, a few hours for us.
I saw Daniel Radcliffe a minute ago, well not a minute ago, but like a couple of hours ago, going into the theatre, and I was in the car and I lost all sense of calm, so I don't know what I'm actually going to do when he's like in front of me on the stage, and then if we meet him, but I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Like, what does one say? Daniel Radcliffe.
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
You're a wizard.
We're eating Cafe Nero, we're just getting like some food before we go in, and look, she made me a cake. And look at the cake.
Okay, Tesco bought, but
oh, okay, well, that's fine. But the decorating is what makes the cake. Look at it. Look at it. It's the best thing ever. Oh. This is my first birthday cake for this year as well. I've not had one yet. This is amazing. I should like show him.
I mean,
it's my birthday. Look at my cake. Did you bring that to the theatre just to show? Yeah.
We're gonna play the birthday card fully.
Yeah. We're gonna just figure out how it is that we get to meet him now. I'm gonna watch some like vlogs from people that have already done it and figure out how the magic happens, because I'm so stressed. And then I realised like my phone case is Harry Potter themed, my bag is Harry Potter themed, my watch is Harry Potter themed, I'm wearing a Harry Potter necklace, not intentionally, it's just what I wear every day, and he's gonna see me and he's gonna be like, please leave me alone.
I've got glasses, my god, you're a little scar.
I've got a skull on my head though. I am Harry Potter. Me and Daniel Radcliffe are going to become BFFs.
We have to play the whole, oh, I am a theatre connoisseur, we're here for Rosencrantz and Guildenstern. I don't know what, who? Harry who?
It's going to be a fun day. We'll let you know how it goes. So after that, after I'd like stopped getting really emotional about probably what was the best cake I've ever been given, like that was amazing, we made our way to the theatre. The theatre's really pretty, like it was really nice. I really loved the whole style of it and the whole like aesthetic of it, and the lights were flashing and it was just really pretty. Look! I'm really excited. It's all I love that sign. Yes! Are you excited? And we were sat in the highest circle because they were the cheapest tickets, and we kind of just wanted tickets to be there. It was quite crowded, like we didn't have much leg room, but we had a really good view. Like we weren't allowed to take pictures at all in the auditorium. Last week when I went to see Cursed Child, I could take pictures of the stage before the show started and during the intervals and stuff, but in this one there was no phones allowed in the auditorium, so I didn't take any pictures. I probably could have, but this was like, I did not want to be removed. So we watched the play. It was really good. I think it was lucky that I knew the story of Hamlet because there were a fair few references. Like I know obviously it's very linked, but I didn't expect it to be as much as I was. But there was a lot of, you know, it was very tied in with Hamlet. It was really good. It was really funny. I love Daniel Radcliffe's humour. Like I love how he plays humorous roles. I think he's really funny. Joshua Maguire took my breath away watching him perform that. Like I thought he was fantastic. I was watching him so much and he was just brilliant. I would love to see him in more stuff. I thought he was amazing. I kind of want to write like a whole review of it on my blog, so I may do that. I just thought it was so good. I'm going to read it as well because I want to kind of read the script and kind of see it written as well as having seen it be performed. But it was so funny. It was also very emotional. The audience were brilliant. It was so receptive. It was so good. Then we had the interval. We were kind of freaking out because we were like, that's actual Daniel Radcliffe, and like I'd find myself watching the show and like getting involved, and then every so often like I'd be like, it's Daniel Radcliffe, like that's actually him, like he's there. I kept kind of being brought back into reality of like, this is actual Daniel Radcliffe, help me. And then we went back for Act 2, which was significantly shorter, and we were the second from back row, so at the very highest balcony, so we knew that like if we wanted a queue to meet Daniel Radcliffe we had to run. So what we did was, there were seats next to us and seats behind us that were empty. So before they even bow, like I didn't see their curtain call, like we pole vaulted over the seats, like because they were empty, so there was no one there, because we didn't want to like walk out and interrupt the people next to us clapping. So we pole vaulted over the seats, ran out of the building. I've never run so fast down my stairs, and we were about 5th in the queue to queue up outside and meet him. We're in the queue and like I just can't. Like I literally have no coherent thoughts. We're all shaking. We be shaking. Your 22nd birthday. If you're going to see Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, because it is on for a couple more weeks, you queue outside, you come out of the theatre and you queue on the right hand side when you come out, and there's like a little barrier thing, and then you queue in and then they check your tickets and they let you back in. So you have to prove you've seen the show. You can't just meet him if you want to just go and see him, which I think is really good, because even though, you know, it kind of limits who can, it proves that there are people that have seen the show. It stops the same people going all the time. It stops autograph sellers going and just getting his autograph and then selling them for loads of money. And it also like makes it less crowded, and it means people can have more of an experience with him, which I think is really good, and I love the fact they did it. From what I know, the rest of the cast do go to the actual stage door, so if you wanted to meet the other cast they do go there, but this was kind of like a choice of Daniel Radcliffe or the other cast, and I wanted to meet Joshua Maguire and stuff, but it kind of just came down to it, and I was like, I need to meet Dan. So we queued, they checked our tickets, they let us back in, and I had this massive happy birthday badge, like it was like a big rosette badge thing. So we were let back in, we were kind of let around this little rope, so we were kind of in like a little semicircle, and people would leave, they'd let more people in, and etc, etc, but we were obviously the first lot in because we were 5th in the queue. And then like he just came out and I was like, what? I was just stood there, just like he was talking to everyone before me, and I was just like, that is Daniel Radcliffe. Like what? And my brain couldn't compute the situation. It could not understand that that was Daniel Radcliffe. The actual Daniel Radcliffe was stood there in front of me. He had this like little hoodie on. He looked so like chill and relaxed. He was so nice and so smiley, and he was just in front of me, and my brain just could not understand. So then like he's meeting the people in front of me. I'm like, that's actual Daniel Radcliffe, what the hell? And then he gets to me and he goes, hello, and then he sees the badge, right? He saw the badge and he's like, happy birthday, darling. Darling! I'm internally losing my actual shit because Daniel Radcliffe has just called me darling. And I'm like, what am I supposed to say? So I've got like 2 programs and a ticket. So I was like, could you sign these for me, please? Like, this one's for me, the ticket's for me, obviously, which is that one. So he signed it, Daniel Radcliffe. This other program's for my friend Bertie. Like, I wanted to get it signed for her because I know how much she wants, you know, she would have loved to have been there, and she would have loved to have met him. So I was like, could you sign it for me? And then he was like, yeah, of course. Before I do that though, what's your name? Which like he doesn't really do. Like, he just kind of signs his name and hands it back and stuff. So he's like, what's your name? And I'm like, Lauren, because like I had to hesitate because I was like, do I say Ren? But then also Lauren is like my real, like my full name is Lauren. I was loving Harry Potter as Lauren a long time before Ren became a nickname and before Ren on the Road. I feel like if I ever met JK Rowling as well and she was going to sign my books, I'd ask her to write Lauren as well, just because it feels like a thing that's been with me my whole life, not just this chunk of time. I don't know, does that make sense? Does that make any sense at all? I kind of hesitated, and later Anais was like, I saw you think, like, what are you going to tell him? So he writes to Lauren, happy birthday, Daniel Radcliffe, and I'm just like, he is the sweetest little bean. I literally was just watching him do it in disbelief that he was, what? Like, and still now I'm just like, okay, yeah, that's the thing that he did. So I was like losing my shit. While he was signing everything, he was like, oh, so what have you done for your birthday? And I was like, oh, so I was kind of telling him it's a significant upgrade from last year because last year I had an exam. Like, this is very much better than that. And he laughed and he was like, what was the exam in? And I said, oh, cognitive neuroscience. He was like, that's a pretty cool thing to say you've done an exam in though. Congratulations. I was like, yeah, but this year I'm meeting you. I was like, this is obviously significantly much better. And he laughed. I was like, no, really? I was like, the play was amazing as well, and obviously this is like the icing on the cake. And he was just so sweet about it. And then I was like, can we have a picture? So he took my phone off me, took a picture, we took some pictures, and I was like, can I be really cheeky and have a birthday hug? And he was like, of course you can. So he gave me a hug, had a hug, it's lush. So then I met him and I had these pictures taken. Layla, who is someone that I follow on Instagram, also kind of bumped into us when we were there, so she was taking some pictures, which was lovely. And then Anais met him, spoke to him and had a hug, and then Layla met him. And then I was really chill. I actually was properly talking with him. I was having this nice conversation, and then we turned around because it was our time to go, and I just burst into tears. Here's some aftermath pictures of me and Anais after meeting Dan Rad. I was hysterical. It was like so weird because I was fine while I was talking to him. Like, I was talking to him fine and like coherently, and like we were having a nice chat. And then as soon as I left the building, I just lost it. I just actually lost it. I couldn't believe it. He was so sweet. Like, everything he'd done, like, he made my birthday so amazing. Like, everything he'd done to make sure that, like, he went above and beyond, like, asking for my name and writing happy birthday and, like, just signing everything. And just, he's so lovely. He's such a nice guy. I've heard stories about people meeting him, about how nice he is and about how lovely he is. And there's always that worry that if you meet someone you admire so much, they're not going to turn out the way you want them to be, or like the way you kind of have them. But he was just so much more. He was so lovely and so nice. That is the best encounter I've ever had at meeting someone that's famous, meeting someone that means so much to me as well. And the only thing that could top that would be meeting JK Rowling. That's how high up he is on like my people I admire and look up to scale. It meant the world. I want to get emotional whenever I talk about it. The picture of us is my lock screen, and whenever I press my phone I just get so emotional and so overwhelmed by the fact that it actually happened. It was just like literally the best moment of my life. So that's what I did on Thursday. That's how I spent my 22nd birthday. I met Dan Rad, Daniel Radcliffe, DJR. Like I said, I was going to vlog the day and have like a full-fledged vlog, but obviously that didn't turn out the way. I didn't want to risk, me and Annie's had a talk before and we were like, we don't want to really risk filming because if we get kicked out, like I'd rather have a picture than nothing, because I don't want to be kicked out and have the whole experience ruined. So I couldn't film the actual thing, so I thought I'd do this one and kind of combine them all and just kind of have a little video. Have you seen Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are Dead? Are you going to see it? I'd love to know your thoughts about it down below. It was really good. I'd really recommend it. It got extended for a couple of weeks, so if there are still tickets and stuff, then you should definitely go and watch it because it's really good. So yes, if you're new here, I make videos a couple of times a week, so if you would like to stick around and join us, then you can do that. And as usual, all my links will be in the description below if you would like to come hang out on the other social medias. Thank you guys for watching. I hope we're doing really well, and I will see you next time. Bye!